iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting, iDiskiTimes.co.za. Mamelodi Sundowns 2, Marumo Gallants 0. And uthetha ngalomdlalo, I've got a former Orlando Pirates midfielder, the highest ever top scorer ye Orlando Pirates, Tso Vilakazi. Tata kunjani?
Mhlekazi ukubhubhubha ngecawe. Shini kunjani mfethu?
I know, no, the sharp, Mr.
Bulise
Tso.
wena mfethu, bulise Mr. Nkewu. Bulise Justice, bulise Junior, bulise Pep Guardiola. Ngibulise nanemakhaya, ngicela support njalo la iDiskiTV. Ngizobe nje njalo ngijike futhi. Yeah, Shane, you know what a game. I said we have time. You know when you see students coming from, I would say, one teacher or one lecture, you'll see, man, the way they apply themselves in the game, the way the game flows, how they play. You could tell, man, these two, they know what they're doing.
There are similarities.
Yeah, like yeah. You could see. And I love that. Yes, no, even didn't show really good it's a cup game, I only saw the coaches playing the game, not the players. I saw the minds of the coaches and I was like, when is the coaches playing, then the game's not going to be interesting because they playing according to their mind, not according to the strength and the gift of the players. But second half comes a bit of change, and I said also, Uguti, the difference between Marumo Gallants and Sundowns, it will be players. Sundowns players, they've got experience, pound to pound. They couldn't match, because those are big name players. I mean, they play national team. Abukekana, Abumvala, Abumkwena. It will only appear when players they add themselves to the game, not using the coach's minds to say, look, the coach is playing. They need to play themselves. And when players they started to play, now it tends to be different. Now there's more attack from Sundowns. They create chances, and that was good to see the game like that.
Yes, Mr. Tso, Uten Dance might have lost a game in Namhlanje, the result. But on the field, Namhlanje, from minute number 1 up until the 94th minute, did you see Uten Dance? Would you say Uten Dance lost Namhlanje? Forget the result, but on the pitch, Uten Dance stood up to his Sundowns. But what made Uten Dance lose Namhlanje?
Look, Shane, I always respect Utens, and Utens, he's one coach that makes me believe at all times that you can't get to a team all the time. You must come with 10 players. You go to another team, you need 10 players. Utens get to a team, he will make that team play. Even if he doesn't have big name players, but you will see a difference in that team. And that's one thing that it's worrying me with other coaches. That I don't... Shane, football is one thing I love about this game is that it will expose you in terms of who you are. And if you are not a good, Coach Dance, we can go back when I was young, when I was playing for Pirates, when I was playing for Sundowns. Coach Dance, he was a player who wants to play. He was a captain at Pirates, and even at the Sundowns, as a centre back. And that, when now you are a coach, it exposes you. What type of a player were you when at the time udlala? Or boydlala. So Utens, it's in his veins in the bayokdlala. And for me, look, he challenged Sundowns, and he gave Sundowns a good challenge because they got a goal with a penalty. And when you look at it, beside that penalty, what else was there for Sundowns? Nothing. Now we could see that, he challenged the team, he challenged the coaches, the technical team of Sundowns with all the big name players. He made it difficult for them, and now he has come to a point where, unfortunately, he can't do anything when it comes to players pound to pound.
Yes, So on the side of Marumo Gallants,
Yeah.
when you look at the bench yabo, they had Dupatu Teto, Nange.
Yeah.
There was also Gabadino Mango.
Yeah.
For me, I could see those slick touches from Unange. You could see what he was playing most forward passes. Sometimes he will play side passes, but ndifuna ngo Gabadino Mango.
Yeah.
What impact namhlanje? I mean, U10 coming to this game, you could see that he had a plan. With the second half, these are the two players that he's going to introduce. But Unange mkhapta out, but uGabadino Mango, what did he do? Ungena kulo mdlalo. Do you think ukuthi wenze libifuna ngo-10 namhlanje?
Look, I think Mark didn't have that much. You know, it didn't have that much. You know, when the team they feeling the pressure, you know, he came in also there's a pressure, but he was not bad. I think if he had more time in the game, I think he was going to make a difference because of his speed and the way they were, you know, the build up that they were doing, and then try to get to that final third with speed. Yeah. I think if he had more time, you know, he came more earlier, I think was going to give that Sundowns defense a problem, because on their right side where Mashiko was, I think they started to explore that side, and look at the pass that Ushoti played where they had an attempt, you know, Rowan made a save. It tells you, Uguti, you know, if Umango had more time, then it means there'll be balance where there'll be Mango central, there'll be this boy running on the right side, making sure that Uguti, they create more chances. And yeah, I think Umango needed more time. But yeah, when Shane, look, some games coaches they win them. Yeah. Some games players they win those games. So in this game, even if this game can start again, it is no way that the Denzel will win. Why? Because times comes where player to player. Sure. Let player to player compete. Let's see who's superior to another one, and that's what Sundowns players they did. They impose themselves in the game and they look superior, especially when Umukwena came to that central position after Obas went out, and then seeing my favorite player also, you know, when I see this boy, I love this boy. This boy, he's one player that I think I love seeing him playing most of the time with Maema. Yeah. You know why? He's that midfielder that gets, he plays, he gets to the box. He gets inside the box. And the only way he will score is when you go inside the box. And look at him, he scored the second goal. You know, I spoke to Pep earlier when we were coming. I said to Pep, I love this boy. He's the only midfielder that is different at Sundowns. That he plays, he gets inside the box and he scores. Every time, there's no way he will play a game and then he doesn't get an opportunity to score. You know, and I was so happy to see him. And boy, yeah, you did very well. You know, yes, there were some moments in the game where he lost some passes and you could see the confidence maybe. But I think by getting a goal, it will boost his confidence.
Speaking about Maema, so conversations zethu zasemotweni.
Yeah.
Kusuppose ziphele pha emotweni, but Mr. Tso, I heard you ngosizayo talking about Neo Maema, and you mentioned a specific team that okay, if Neo Maema could play for this team, that team could do something special this season.
Yeah.
Ndifuna ubashirishele abaphulaphuli namhlanje bamameli bethu ukuthi leyiphi le team and into special ngayenza le team if Neo Maema ngaya kula team.
Kabuyelo, before ngizongena kahle, well done Kabuyelo for the win. Shane, I love this boy, and this boy, when I look at the black and white colors and I see him playing in Maswanga, you know, attacking just in front of the defensive midfielder. I think the football that Pirates they're playing, they need also a player like him, you know, so that we can balance the side. Because if you've got on the middle right, we've got Tito, on the middle left, we've got Maema, and then obvious on the wing, left wing, we're going to have King Ama 2000. And then on the right wing, you've got the Minister Ama 2000. So, you know, when you've got those guys, and I'm telling you, this team can go to the final of the Champions League. Because when you've got those 4, and then Pambi Lapana, so far so good for Nwanasisi. Nwanasisi is scoring, and by having these 2 behind him, it will also gonna limit Nwanasisi to make those runs outside the box. He will stay central because these 2 that could do the ball, that could read with the ball, they can create chances for Nwanasisi. And the plus that is there, Maema, is that they can also score.
Well, ndinisherishele ke ukuthi xa sizaya apha emsebenzini sithetha ngantoni sometimes. So that's a conversation ebesinayo noTso namhlanje.
Ezimnyama.
So I don't know. I've seen moves. I've seen Tso, even though he went via Denmark, but he went from Pirates via Denmark to Sundowns. I've seen Utiko going from Pirates to Sundowns. I've seen Abo Mdledle. I've seen Abo Kemiti Rasmus coming from Sundowns straight to Paris, but hopefully mhlawumbi so that is a deal mhlawumbi we don't know, but we will see. But so how important are our neighboring countries? Can't tell neighboring countries tell like Abo Lesotho, Abo Botswana. Wapo ndiyakhona ndiya kumsendami. You remember he was playing for iDiskiTV Galaxy. He was one of the he scored in fact against Paris when they eliminated Paris last season. How important is he for Marumo Gallants? Because you could see namhlanje there is talent there is potential, but how important is Umsendami for Marumo Gallants?
Look, he's a very good player, and he's giving them something that they don't have. And it's, look, to be really honest to you, it's good to see these players coming from neighboring countries, that they come here and then they add the value to our league. Because that's one thing that I always cry about, is that don't come here and be an ordinary player. What's the point? Because we can rather go to Soweto or sile enkandla or sile lapana enyanga lapha sithole intwana sifake. We've got those boys, so you can't come here to our league and be ordinary. So come here and have a special thing. And I think in that team he's adding something that Marumo Gallants they don't have. And well done, boy, keep up the good work.
Well, that's it for namhlanje. In the final, it is Magesi with Eskom final up against Mamelodi Sundowns. They've already announced most final it will be played at the Free State Stadium, Free State Stadium. Yes, that's the final of Ikaling Knockout Cup. Sundowns up against Magesi. But for namhlanje, it's Sundowns 2, Marumo Gallants 0. That's it for iDiskiTV.